Picture this. You're riding a motorcycle. But the engine isn't under the seat or in the frame. Yes, the entire engine rotates with the wheel itself. That's exactly what the 1921 Megola did. A radical 5-cylinder radial engine, 640cc, fixed inside the front wheel, delivering 14 horsepower directly to the axle and hitting 85 km/h, or even 142 kilometers per h in its racing version. But that's only scratching the surface. Smash that subscribe button, like you're hammering down an old kickstand, and let's dive into its hidden secrets. And if you think that's wild, wait till you hear what happens when this bike stops. The core shock factor? The Megola's engine wasn't where you expect. A 640cc radial flathead, 5 air-cooled cylinders arranged in a star, each displacing 128cc. That meant the cylinders spun while the axle stayed fixed. No clutch, no gearbox, just pure spinning power directly to the road. Now, you'd think that's already enough, but the way it started is even more insane. Since there was no clutch or transmission, to start it you either manually spun the front wheel on its stand or physically pushed start it while riding. Want to stop? You had to kill the engine completely. Some riders reportedly had to circle around in place just to keep the engine running. That startup routine is bizarre, but wait until you discover how they tackled maintenance. Clever mechanics. The cylinders could be removed through the spokes without dismantling the wheel. The front inner tube wasn't a full donut, it was a sausage-shaped tube, so you could change a flat without taking apart the engine. These were practical solutions to extraordinary engineering challenges. And speaking of engineering, the fuel system was equally surprising. The Megola used a clever 2-tank system. A hidden tank inside the frame gravity-fed a small auxiliary tank above the engine, topped up by hand pump. The frame was a riveted monocoque steel design practically unheard of in the early 1920s. It was futuristic then, and still looks futuristic now. The design makes it a rare beast, but its racing history sealed its legacy. Coming up next. Despite its quirks, the Megola dominated races. In 1924, Tony Bauhofer raced it to victory in the German Championship, clocking a top speed of 142 km/h on the Avers circuit. With only around 2,000 ever built between 1921-25 and about 15 surviving today, it became a legend that bridged engineering and pure audacity. But what happened to this brainchild of Meixner, Gockrell and Landgraf? And why did it disappear? That's next. Megola is a portmanteau of its creators' names, Meixner, Gockrell and Landgraf. They built it in Munich with possible Swiss links later on. Sadly, economic turmoil in mid-1920s Germany shuttered the factory by 1925, leaving behind a handful of bikes that now fetch eye-watering prices at auction. But the Megola lives on, not just in museums, but in unexpected places. Survivors are coveted by collectors, with one touring model selling for over £120,000. A Megola featured at the Guggenheim's Art of the Motorcycle exhibition and another rolls in Jay Leno's private collection. Replicas and tributes, including the later Killinger and Freund design, pay tribute to its audacity. So, what should we take from this radical rolling paradox? Let's wrap it up. The 1921 Megola stands as a testament to fearless innovation. A machine that dared to place its beating heart, the engine, where no one else would, spinning it into every revolution of the wheel. No clutch, no gearbox, no compromises, just raw engineering genius that carved its place in history. It may have stumbled into economic collapse, but its legacy still revs hearts to this day.